the entire thing crashed because I accidentally pressed the left arrow key. Well, that's fun. An error that I've never seen before. Also, error 0 is success. Well, that's an issue. I really wasn't kidding when I said I wasn't going to be back after that video, was I? Yeah, I know it's been, well, over half a year since the last video on this channel, but, well, some stuff happened, and some more stuff happened, and then some more stuff happened, and, you know, maybe I'll come back, maybe I won't, but don't worry about me, I'm okay, sort of. Anyways, I always told myself that for my next video I was going to choose something easy and something that would be pretty unlikely to cause major problems. That's why I decided to install Windows NT 4 onto this iBook G3, something that's literally never been done before in the history of humanity, at least not on camera. Now, in order to do that, we're going to be using this cool little piece of software that was recently developed called MacLeod. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's basically a Windows NT bootloader and other stuff for PowerPC Macs, and it used to only support a very narrow selection of machines, pretty much only computers released in 1998. But nowadays, it supports, theoretically, up to the latest G4s. However, there's no USB support, which means that, first of all, getting files to and from them is a pain, but second, only laptops will work, and only older laptops will work, because USB keyboards and mice were integrated into some newer ones towards the end of the PowerPC Mac's existence. So that limits us to laptops released between 1998 and about 2003. And thankfully, I have plenty of them, including this iBook G3 Clamshell, which is pretty much my favorite computer in my collection. Now, installing Windows NT 4 on these things is pretty difficult and involved. In order to install it, we need two different CDs. A Windows NT 4.0 ARC firmware CD, which is something that was developed by Wacko, and this includes the custom hardware abstraction layer, as well as the custom bootloader and configuration that is required for booting Windows NT on these things. And we're also going to need this Windows NT 4.0 CDR, which is just completely stock, no modifications need to be made, which is pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and restart the machine. And let's hold down the Option key. Should have probably put the CD in first. And would you look at that right there? We have the Windows logo appearing on the boot screen on here. So let's go ahead and click on this and go ahead and boot into it. There we go. We can see the hard drive appears. Run firmware setup. Now we should go to repartition disk for NT installation. Select the disk, but we're going to go ahead and set the NT operating system partition to be 8030 megabytes. Just 8030? Okay. So you don't need megabyte, it'll automatically assume that it's megabytes. Crap, I just accidentally pressed the left arrow key and now the whole thing crashed. Alright, well that's lovely. The entire thing crashed because I accidentally pressed the left arrow key on the keyboard. I suppose that's what I get for using beta software. Let's try this again. Now we can do finish partitioning and install, and there we go. So let's go ahead and boot back up from the CD. I think you have to boot from the CD every single time because there's no... Actually, I want to hold Option. I want to hold down Option. Is it too late to hold down Option? Okay, let's hold down Option. Let's see what's on the hard drive. See if it actually put the contents of the CD on the hard drive. Oh, it did! So I don't need the ARC CD anymore. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize it would do that. That's awesome. That's actually really cool. We can eject the optical drive now. All right. Now we need the Windows NT CD. Right here we have Windows NT 4.0. Now if we do run a program, CD colon backslash ppc backslash setup LDR. Here we go. Yeah, oh my god! It's Windows NT setup! And this is exactly what I expected to see here. We're actually running NT code on this thing. That's awesome! Now we need to go to the other menu and then press enter. And now I think we go to iBook G3. They're all equivalent, okay. So every single one of them will do the same thing, but it doesn't really matter. Setup is loading files. That is awesome, dude. That is so cool. Now it says there's no mass storage devices, but we already knew that. But what we do is we press S to pick a driver, and then we go to other, enter again, and we do Mac IO IDE controller. Now we press S again, go to other, press enter, and then do Power Mac General HID and storage. Go ahead and press enter. Now it says no video driver. So many. Now we press other, press enter, and then do open firmware frame buffer. Unlike modern Linux, this thing actually has an open firmware frame buffer that works. Yo! Look at that, it loaded the kernel. Now let's see if it'll actually get any further. Oh my god. Yo! Look at that, that is awesome. That is awesome. It's the actual NT workstation setup on the G3 Clamshell. That is so cool. That is genuinely like... I've been messing with some stuff like low-level Windows stuff recently, which will be a topic of a future video. You know, if you want some updates on some of that stuff, you can subscribe to my second channel. This is an advertisement for my second channel. Please subscribe. To get to this point requires so much work. It's insane. Huge, huge hats off to the developer of this thing. It is absolutely amazing. All right, now we press enter. We don't need to specify any more devices. There's no page down key. Oh, okay. They actually did the keyboard mapping. Now we go up to keyboard and we set this to XT, AT, or enhanced. We set pointing device. We set it to no mouse or other pointing device. Wow. Really? That doesn't look quite right, but I hope it is. Now we choose the C drive. Now let's choose the system reserved partition. Sure. No. Let's choose the C drive. Okay, it's not 2 gigabytes or less, so I'm gonna leave the current file system intact. I think that's right. Okay, so it's over 2 gigabytes in size. Oh, I have to do all that stuff again. Errors will be found in this examination process, require a reboot. You will need to boot back into the ARC firmware from the CD and follow the installing NT steps again to get to this. Oh god. We have to do check disk, and then we have to go and do all of that stuff all over again that we just did. Man. Okay. That's reasonable. Run setup loader. We have to do the whole hardware config dance all over again. Other, duh. Other. What? Well, that's fun. An error that I've never seen before. Also, error 0 is success. Something is wrong. Let's try a full shutdown and start up again. My theory is that maybe the ARC firmware that's installed to the hard drive loads fewer drivers or different drivers than the ARC firmware that's off the CD. Because that would explain why there'd be an issue there. Let's try it again. This time, it actually works. Great. Now we do iBook G3. And we go through this for a final time. Unless things fail. In which case, we won't go through this for a final time. Holy sh... Nope. It is copying files. No way, this is actually working perfectly the first time I'm trying it. So far, knock on wood. And this is gonna take about 900 years. But hopefully once it's done, we'll have a functional Windows NT installation on PowerPC, because that would be pretty awesome.
Not so fast.
Okay.
Well, that's an issue. I knew that we were not going to get through this entire thing without any issues. Let me go ahead and retry the copy. Okay, this time it actually worked. Okay, just retrying the copy got it to work. Okay. If I had skipped the file, NT would have probably booted, because it's not something that's required most likely to boot NT, because it's just file compare unless a program has a dependency on that. Like a batch script has a dependency on that. I don't know how many batch scripts Windows need, like has and whatever. But hopefully that doesn't lead to any more problems later on. This portion of setup has completed successfully. Alright, now we press enter to restart the computer. And then I don't know if we have to boot from the ARC firmware CD. I don't think we do. I think we no longer need drivers.img or whatever it is, the RAM disk. Wow, it says start Windows NT workstation. I press spacebar. Well, that's definitely a corrupted screen. I think there's some control characters that aren't quite working. Something tells me that's kinda one of the issues there. One system processor. Okay, it's loading. Yo! Yo! The mouse works! No way, dude! No way! Sorry about the grain. This screen's just really dim. Now we're gonna go ahead and click next. We do typical. Now we can type in our name. Computer name. Do iBook. Administrator account. Type in our super secret password, which is definitely not 123456778. I would never dream of making my password that insecure. Now we don't make an emergency repair disk because we don't have a floppy drive. Install the most common components. Now we're going to install networking. Even though there's no network, I'm not going to connect to the internet right now. I don't think that there's any network drivers, nor will any work. So, my time zone is not GMT. Interesting, there's no UTC, it's GMT. Eastern time. Close. Can we up the resolution? No, we cannot. It's already, oh, okay, we're already at the max resolution. We can't change the resolution. No surprises there. Let's go ahead and click OK. Security. What's that? Remove disks from floppy drives and CD-ROMs from CD-ROMs. And choose Restart Computer. Let's see if this works. I'll fix that later. There is a way to fix that. I'll do it later. Press the space bar. And you press enter. That menu definitely needs a little bit of cleaning up, but you know, it's alpha software, and alpha software is fine. Honestly, not sure what the boot screen's supposed to look like in NT4, because I've never really used it. Yo. Here we are. Now we press Control-Alt-Delete. Okay, I guess backspace is mapped correctly. That's nice. The time and date is invalid. Does it say it's like 1962 or something? These display settings are fine. These display settings are correct. What time does it think it is? 1970. Well, that explains why it thinks it's wrong. 2090, okay. I'm not gonna bother. 2003, that's fine. Yeah, guys, 2003. Look at that. Wow. Windows NT workstation fully working on a 2000. I guess wow. They did. Wow, I'm impressed. I'm really impressed at this because I just control clicked there and it did a right click. The developer of this really amazing. Absolutely amazing. This is awesome. But there we go. Windows NT 4.0 running on an iBook G3 Clamshell. And it seems to be running perfectly fine. No, it's running fairly fast. I mean, obviously there's no support for any of the hardware in here, but you know, that's an issue that'll be fixed eventually. And it seems to perform well. Dang it, there's no solitaire. Ah, there's paint though. Let's go to paint. Let's draw something to finish off this video. I'm so good at art, guys. I'm literally the smartest person. I'm literally the best artist to ever exist. I'm the Picasso of this generation, okay? You'll see. Y'all are not ready for this. Y'all are not ready for this, okay? Listen up, you are not ready to see the end result of this image. My God, it is an absolute masterpiece, guys. Trust me, this is the best art to ever exist. I am the best artist ever. I am absolutely amazing at art, guys. Totally, for sure. Yeah. Yes, okay. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this surprisingly uneventful installation of Windows NT. I was honestly expecting this to completely crash and burn and it just to completely not work, but it actually worked the first try and pretty much perfectly. Obviously, there's still very limited driver support. I mean, there's support for exactly 0 of the non-essential hardware pieces to get the thing working. I hope you enjoyed this video. 2024 has been one of the worst years of my life. If not the worst. It was just constantly trying at things and trying to improve myself personally, and all of those failed. I just spent the entire year failing at everything I wanted to do, which is it's not fun, but you know, here's hoping that 2025 won't be as bad as 2024, and hopefully I can achieve some of my personal goals that year and etc. But yeah, what I realized is that the last time I felt this way was back in 2021 when I didn't post for a really long time, and I remember how much starting to get back into posting to YouTube really helped with feeling better about myself and feeling better and more confident to do what I want to do. Hopefully in the future I will be releasing videos more frequently. I have a couple of small projects that I want to do, as well as a big project, a huge project that will eventually come but could take months or years to complete. You can go ahead and subscribe to my second channel. I will be posting updates really whenever there are updates there. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the future.